Thanks for listening to the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network. You're listening to DQP Does, our special Cyberpunk edition. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DraftyQ. Check us out on YouTube, Drafty Quarters Podcast Network. Facebook is Drafty Quarters Productions. Like that page. Become a patron on Patreon under Drafty Quarters Productions. For just $1, you can keep supporting us and make sure that we can eat. Email us at draftyq@gmail.com with thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns. Thank you for listening.
Welcome back to DQP Does, the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network movie review show, where we can't breathe because we're on Mars. I don't know. Sometimes I do this and I don't have a thing prepared.
I don't want like a clay face and my eyes to bulge out of it.
I do. Is that weird? Is that weird? I do.
And Dave's back, guys.
Yeah, Dave's back. So with me tonight is my co-host Russell.
I already talked.
Okay. And
great.
Returning special guest Dave Linder.
Hello, hello.
Oh my God. Today we are going over Total Recall. From 1990, rated R, an hour and 53 minutes. We have this recurring theme of long action movies with like the 90s quintessential action stars.
That's true.
That have more to them than just being an action movie. The last two movies. But yeah, so Total Recall. And Russell is dying.
Russell is dying over there.
Oh, get a test.
We just talked at length about COVID.
Yep.
How many tests there have been at this table is like 10, but most of them were Russell.
Russell.
My lungs are dry.
That's what happens. So I'm gonna do cast real quick on this movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Quaid and Hauser. This only has their first names or what they are commonly called because Quaid's his last name because it's
Right.
Doug Quaid.
Doug Quaid.
Yeah. I don't know. IMDb's weird sometimes. They don't have like the full names and sometimes they do, and then like it's not even consistent. Sometimes they have the full name for people. I don't know. Anyway. Rachel Ticotin. Rachel, if I don't know if that's how you say your last name. If you're listening, if you're still alive, I don't know. We had that earlier. She appears to be still alive.
I'd hope.
Yeah. Well, she was born in 1958, so
Well,
I mean, this movie did come out in 1990. If you're still alive, go ahead and send us a video of you pronouncing your last name. She was Melina. Sharon Stone was Lori. Ronnie Cox was Cohagen.
Sharon Stone.
Yeah, Sharon Stone.
the blonde lady.
Yeah.
His wife?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
wife.
His not wife?
Yeah, his
Fake
not wife.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize.
Michael Ironside is
My dude.
Richter.
My dude.
Yeah.
Marshall Bell is George Quato. Mel Johnson Jr. as Benny. Michael Champion is Helm, the like bleach blonde, sort of gray haired guy. Roy Brocksmith as Dr. Edgemar. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all that matters, right?
So
Dean Norris was Tony.
Yeah. Hank.
So.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I thought I was going to say something.
Holy shit.
Fuck it. I'll go ahead and say what I was going to say.
Go
I was
ahead.
about to say one of my favorite Michael Ironside roles is the Dungeons and Dragons movie, but then
Nope.
Oh.
that's Jeremy Irons.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh yeah. So I
It's okay. I got those two
screw up
confused.
those two all the time.
So do I.
Oh my god.
And I'm not really sure how.
Oh wow. Okay, so quick rundown. Which these I say quick rundown, and then they end up being like 15 minutes.
Quick-ish.
Quickish. I mean, it's faster than the movie, right?
Yeah, that's very true. It's like an hour 53 minutes short.
Yeah. So Arnold Schwarzenegger has a weird dream about Mars where he like cracks open his face mask and he can't breathe. He wakes up next to Sharon Stone and she's like, "Oh my God, did you have another dream? Was it about Mars?" It was very specific.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
then she's mad. What?
Did you say Sharon Stone?
Yes, Sharon Stone. Did you know that she was in this movie?
She's his not wife?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did we just go through that?
Yeah, we just went through this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I must have just recalled it.
Oh my
Oh, shit. He had a total recall there.
Thanks for listening to DQP Does.
That's
See you guys
our show.
later.
That's our
Thanks
show.
for coming, Dave.
Oh my god.
It totally went right by me, too. Jesus
Wow, that
Christ.
was great. It was so fast. So he wakes up, has a dream. She's mad at him because there's a brunette in this dream. She just knows it. And he's like, "No, you're the girl of my dreams." And they like kind of, they make love, but they kind of pan away. And you see like some weird concern on her face, and you're like, "That's weird. Maybe she's just weird. Like she doesn't want her man dreaming about another girl." So,
I think she was worried about Arnold Schwarzenegger's penis.
Aren't you worried about it?
I am.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
So it kind of fast forwards past the sex, and then they're eating breakfast, and there's some news about like a revolution happening on Mars and all this stuff. And she's like, "Why are you so obsessed with this?" And she shuts it off, and they talk, and he's like, "Why don't we go move to Mars?" And she's like, "Shut up about Mars." And he's like, "All right, I'm sorry." He leaves to go to work, and again,
It is his wife.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Wow,
Jesus.
this is a perfect like marriage chemistry right there. So then he leaves to go to work again. She has some weird concerned look on her face. Foreshadowing. So he goes to work, and he goes and talks to this guy. I guess I didn't read that guy's name, but it's like this kind of fat guy. He's in a lot of shit too in around that time. I was trying to think of the movie. I was thinking it was Tom Arnold because he's the one that kind of replaces that guy.
Yeah.
In
He's very
other
Tom Arnold-esque.
other Arnold movies. Let's see if I can find this guy real quick. Robert Costanzo as Harry. He was credited as Bobby Costanzo. So Bobby is like his work friend, and he's talking to him. He's like, "Hey, you ever hear he on the way to work, he sees this thing about a company called Recall, where they put imprint memories." No, god damn it. We're talking about fucking Dark City again. No, they imprint memories of a vacation, so you don't actually have to take the vacation and pay for it. Because money is hard to come by because it's the future and everybody's poor. So he's talking about it, and Bobby's like, "Nah, man, don't do it, because my cousin or whatever, he basically got lobotomized by going there." And he's like, "Oh, that sounds terrible. I'm not gonna do it." So immediately after work, he goes to do it.
Of course, yeah.
Because he's like, "Fucking Mars, man. I don't know what's up with that. I just can't stop thinking about Mars."
Get your ass to Mars.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to do that. We just started. I've been waiting to do that. So get used to that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fucking Arnold movie, bud. See you at the party.
See you at the party, Richter.
Come on, Cohagen. Give these people hell. Oh man, we're gonna ruin all of the fucking quotes. I'm not gonna have one for after the movie. After the podcast. So he goes and he talks to a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, okay. I mean, are you sure you want to do Mars?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, not anything else. I want to do Mars." He's like, "Okay, fine." So then he's like talking to him about how much it costs, and he's like, well, we have these other things that we can do. It's called an ego trip, where you take a vacation from yourself. It's like, sounds like a really cool idea, right? But it also sounds like it could fuck with your head. Like,
yes.
you know, like, why do I remember being a billionaire? What happened to all my money? Like, what the fuck? So he's like, all these options are like being a billionaire playboy when you go on the vacation. One of them's like being like famous for some other reason. And then like one of them is being a secret agent. And he's like, ooh, that one. He's like, oh, good choice. So they get him prepped to do this procedure where they basically like put you to sleep and then they imprint these memories. And they're like, okay, we're gonna ask you for like a woman companion, blah blah blah. And he's like, he describes a girl that's totally different from his wife, who happens to match the person that was in his dream. Even the picture was actually the girl. So like that like fucks with the like whether the movie actually happens or not, kind of.
Right.
Because there's like a whole question with this movie. And we'll get to that after I go through the thing. But so then it cuts away from that and it's back to the office, and the guy that McLean that was selling him on the journey is talking to another client, and then he gets a phone call, and like people are like yelling because it's a FaceTime call.
Yeah,
FaceTime calls, they like straight from the 80s and 90s future movies. FaceTime, super popular.
These people read Nikolai Tesla's diary.
Yeah. What the fuck?
He
had FaceTime on his side.
Yeah, I mean, he created FaceTime.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
Wi-Fi.
actually read it. You open it and he talks to you because it's like the thing that he finds from himself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like they
shit.
call and they're like, this guy's freaking out. We have another, what was it? Something embolism.
Schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic.
Something, yeah.
Schizoid
Embolism. Yeah. So basically, like, sometimes they run into a problem when they're implanting the memories and the person freaks out and thinks the shit's real. So he goes in there and he's like, it happened again? Just put him out and we'll fix it. And they're like, no, the problem is we haven't even started implanting him yet. And then you're like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, he's been memory wiped. Like we ran into like a problem because his brain's all messed up. And they're like, just put him to sleep and like we'll figure it out. We'll just like wipe it and make sure he doesn't remember ever being here. And we're not getting in trouble with the people that did this because we know who it is. It's the agency.
Scary agency.
Ooh. And so they like hit him with like 32 tranks in the leg because they're just like pat, 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 and he's like, let me go.
You blew my cover.
They trank him so hard his leg starts to bleed.
Yeah, they trank him a lot,
Yeah.
a lot, and he finally fucking passes out. And then they think they wipe his memory. So he leaves, or they put him in a cab, and he wakes up in like by the subway, and he's like, how did I get here? And it's Delamain, but it's not Delamain. It's Johnny Cab.
Johnny Cab.
It's like a robot that talks to you. It reminds me. It reminds me of the dude that was in like Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about? He was like
I think so.
He's like a bald guy. He was like an android or like a hologram in that one. God damn it. I can't even think of anything else that the dude was in, so maybe it wasn't Deep Space Nine. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck that guy was in, but there's a dude that was in a Star Trek show that reminds me of the Johnny Cab thing, and I thought maybe he voiced it. But I'm not sure. Anyway, because it kind of looks like him. Anyway, so he gets out of the cab and he goes to like go home because he doesn't know where he is or how he got there or anything. And he's just like, what the fuck? And he gets out and Harry's standing there and he's like, Harry, what are you doing here? And Harry's like pissed. It's like, you went to recall. You shouldn't have gone there. And he's like, what are you talking about? I didn't go to recall. He's like, I know you did. What?
Before you get too far, I just wanted to say, or I wanted to point out that Arnold Schwarzenegger never wakes up groggy. He always wakes up like someone just shot him with adrenaline.
Yeah.
Like in everything. His
Yeah.
eyes shoot open and he like makes noises, which I'm not gonna impersonate.
Ah!
Yeah, there you go. And
Perfect.
he just like fucking is super intense from immediately when he wakes up.
I feel
That's
like
true.
that's how he is in real life.
Yeah.
Like
It probably
he
is.
can't act groggy because he's never been groggy.
Yeah.
Because he's
What's
just
that
like he's at 100 all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we can get into how fucking crazy and awesome Arnold Schwarzenegger is, but we don't need to.
Right.
I feel like we've done that before on this podcast. Dave wasn't here for it, but I feel like it's happened before.
Yeah, for
Just-
sure.
Being like,
he's like
Did
one
you
of my
s-
favorite action guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
did you see the thing that fucking Schwarzenegger did? He like put some guy in his place because of he was making fun of a guy with Down syndrome or something like that kind of shit all the
Yeah,
time.
That was awesome.
And you're just like, he's like a good guy. I mean, other than like the cheating on his wife with his maid or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, he's like a genuinely good person and like inspiring.
Yeah.
Like Arnold's the fucking shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie. So Harry's like giving him the third degree and he's like, what's going on? And then a bunch of other guys show up and they attack him. And they're like, you fucking, you shouldn't have woken up. You shouldn't have figured out what was going on. And he's like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
And they're going to kill him. So he kills all of them.
It's like very handily.
Very handily. He kills like 5 dudes, like just beats their asses and shoots them like,
Yeah. In like a subway.
yeah, in like a subway. And then he runs off and he goes home and his wife is Lori is trying to learn how to play tennis with a hologram. Also
She's
awesome.
playing Wii.
Yeah, she's playing Wii basically. And in 1990. So this is another one that we're going to go into about how the technology was pretty good. So she's like, what's going on? And he's like, I fucking killed these people. And she's like, you went to that recall place, didn't you? And she's like, this is all just a bad memory because he turns the lights off when he comes in. He turns everything off. So she can't really see. And he's like, no, it's real. And then he like shows her his hands and he's like, does this look like a nightmare? And she's like, oh. She's like, I'm going to go and wash up. We need to get out of here. There's people coming to kill me. So he goes into the bathroom. And as he's going into the bathroom, she's like, I need to call a doctor. And he's like, no, don't call anyone. And she's like, okay. And then she calls somebody. It's Michael Ironside. But she doesn't say anything to him because you're like, oh, maybe he's just playing a doctor. Whatever.
It's Jeremy Irons. I mean,
It's
come on.
Jeremy Irons. He's not playing a doctor.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Michael Ironside. It's Michael Ironside. I am not confused about who is who. So he comes out of the bathroom and somebody shoots at him and he's like, oh, Lori, get out, run. And then he finds out it is Lori that's shooting at him and he beats her ass, which is pretty fucking funny.
He does beat her
Spousal
ass.
abuse is no joke, people, but when somebody's trying to shoot you, fuck them. Okay?
Yeah.
That's
all
all
out
I
the
gotta
window
do.
at that
Yeah,
point.
I mean, it's all out the window at that point.
Yeah.
It's not spousal abuse. It's in fact the other way around. It's spousal abuse the other way.
Yeah,
To the
she shot
extreme.
at him.
Yeah.
She shot at him.
Yeah.
Several
She
times.
deserves to get, knocked out.
Which I don't know why she just didn't call Michael Douglas.
God damn it. Anyway, so he beats her ass and she's like, okay, you got me. And he's got the gun and she sits next to him and then she tries to be all demure and like hitting on him and stuff and be like, you were my favorite assignment and stuff. And he's like, so you're never my wife? She's like, yeah, well, I mean, no. But then he figures out that she's just stalling because there's some dudes coming up the elevator coming to the apartment. So he hits her again.
He does.
And he runs away. At which point Michael Ironside and his buddies come in and they're like, oh, what's going on? And one of them like goes to like help her up. And Michael Ironside like straight up kicks that guy out of the way. And then he helps her up. He's like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, all right, let's go get him. So everybody walks out and then he kisses her. He's her real boyfriend or husband, whatever. So I mean, I'm sure he's pretty happy about Arnold boning her for a while.
Yeah, that seems weird.
I feel like there's an alternate motive for Michael Ironsides wanting to kill Arnold in this movie.
Was he also worried about Arnold's penis?
I think he was.
Sounds like it to me.
It's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
So then there's the chase scene. And not to go through everything in the movie, but like that kind of sets up, you find out that Arnold was a agent for the guy that runs Mars, Cohagen, and there's kind of a twist. At first, he believes that he figured out that Cohagen was bad and fell in love with this rebel girl, and he was going to flip on Cohagen, and Cohagen erased his memory basically and turned him into someone else and put him back on Earth. And that sort of makes sense, sort of doesn't make sense. You're like, why would he do that? Why wouldn't he just kill him?
Right.
So he goes back to Mars and finds the people that he was helping, or that he thought he was helping, and tries to help them. They find out that there's the alien artifact that was found on Mars under, I'm assuming it was Mount Olympus, but they just keep calling it the mountain mining facility.
Right,
or whatever.
yeah.
Because that's what the name of it is, right? Mount Olympus. Is that what the name of the mountain on Mars is? The giant one?
So
I thought that's what it was called. Anyway.
I don't remember.
So he's trying to help them, and they keep fighting back and forth, and he meets Quado. He meets all these like mutants that are because of the cheap domes in the low income areas of Mars. There's no like ray shielding, so like the people are getting bombarded by like cosmic rays, I'm assuming.
Right.
So they're turning into the Fantastic Four.
Pretty much.
they like all like have weird deformities and are like psychic and shit.
Yeah, like all of them are psychic.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all like, I'll tell you your fortune. Let me do a tarot reading. Let me read your palm. Like, Quado is like their leader, the leader of the rebellion, of the revolutionary mutants of, this is just turning into everything else. It's turning into Star Wars. It's turning into X-Men. And he's a psychic. Like, holy shit. He can read minds. It's Charles. So he goes and talks to Quado, and Quado's like, yeah, you know all this stuff. But he doesn't tell him the other thing, which I don't know if he figured that out or not. Or if that's even true. Like, we never really get confirmation of if that was accurate or not. So they end up getting caught because this guy that they meet named Benny, who is also a mutant, is actually working for Cohagen.
Right.
And he kills Quado, and they get captured, and then Cohagen drops the bomb that it was all a scheme cooked up by Hauser, which is the person that Schwarzenegger used to be. It was a scheme cooked up by Hauser to get Quado out of hiding, and it worked. And now they're going to change him back to Hauser. Because fuck Quaid.
Right.
Quaid's soft, and he's not Hauser. And he's like, no, this isn't true. It's all a lie. And then his girl is pissed off at him because she's like, you were a fucking liar. And he's like, that's not even me. I didn't do it.
Put that cookie back. Oh, wrong one.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? So I wish Nathan was on this one because that would be really fun to do all the fucking voices with him.
Yeah.
Aw, Nathan, love you. So
I love you too. I met you once. Think I love you.
I think I love you. That's all the song we can do. It's all the song we can do.
Now you're demonetized.
God damn it.
afraid of.
We're gonna get fucking like put in jail by that new rule that new law that they passed with.
I love that's over.
Fucking
so
shut up. Okay. So they go to turn Quaid back into Hauser, and they're going to basically like turn his girlfriend in. They're going to turn Melina into his hoe. Like
Yeah.
like that was. She was like, "Fuck you." She's
At one point, it's like the way women should be.
yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah, like
yeah.
Cohagen like gets in her face and he's like, "We're gonna make you like listen and like fucking subjugate yourself to Hauser, like women should be." And she straight up spits in his fucking face because she's already
Yeah.
tied down. That's all
Yeah.
she can do. But there was a lot of vitriol in that spit.
Yeah, yeah.
It was thick,
Yeah.
thick with hatred.
That's my new band name. Don't steal it.
Okay. New band name. Go ahead and bleep that out. Not really, because it's funny. But it does belong to Dave.
Yeah. No one steal it. I'll find you.
He's gonna go talk to Dana White about how to find people that steal things on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway,
Just gotta have NSA
yeah,
connections.
yeah, whatever. I mean, he's like fucking running a tournament at an island. He's basically fucking like Shang Tsung anyway.
Yeah, he's doing Mortal Kombat things right now.
That's weird. I never thought about that.
You didn't? Jesus. I feel like we made that connection when they first talked about doing it.
Yeah, he's a fight island.
Yeah.
It's Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat. So did we win? Like, is the Outer Realm taken over yet? So anyway, back to this movie.
I think the Outer Realm did take over.
I think it did. Like, the
Like-
last year and a half has been
Shit, that's what
pretty
happened.
fucking terrible.
Ugh,
Dana White's fault.
Yep.
it's all Dana White's fault.
Well, I mean, I feel like Conor McGregor is not Liu Kang.
No,
I feel like that's the problem.
Oh, he's Kano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's very true.
Anyway, Total Recall.
I just keep waiting for
oh my god.
Jake Paul to take his eye. So
Oh, god.
Jesus.
there
So-
it is.
Arnold does what I'm about to do to Russell and beats a bunch of dudes to death while he's detained.
So I have to detain you. You're gonna beat
Yeah, then
Russell
I'm
to
gonna
death?
beat Russell to death.
All right.
Yeah. He like rips this fucking like chair with like metal restraints and shit apart, and like probably the most gruesome part of the movie, like kills all these dudes in the most brutal ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he bashes one dude's head in with his wrist restraint. He like stabs another dude like through the face with like a random piece of metal he picks up. Like these guys were just like scientists, man. They didn't deserve.
Yeah.
They totally did deserve this, but like holy shit, they got fucking beat worse than just about anybody else in this movie. So he gets away and he takes Melina and he's like, "Hey, are you still you?" And then she's like, "Yeah," and kisses him. Aw. And then they go after Cohagen, and Cohagen has gone to the artifact. So it's like, all right, we got to go. And they shut the air off to the what was it, Venusville?
Venusville.
Where all the mutants are. And so like they're like all dying because I mean they were running out of air pretty fast, and
You need that to live.
you need air to live. Imagine that. So on the way, Quaid's like, "Hey, we got to go turn on the machine." She's like, "Fuck that. We got to fucking save the people in Venusville." He's like, "No, you don't understand. It makes air." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "That's why Cohagen wouldn't turn it on, because he knows it's going to make air." So they go, and then they fight Richter first and all his guys, and they have this nifty hologram thing that they foreshadow that like totally way at the beginning of the movie, which is like super dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
When he gets this super briefcase.
Yeah, when he gets the briefcase that tells him who he is and shit, and it has all the cool stuff in it, all the super spy stuff. And they kill all the henchmen, and then the Richter's running away, and he goes up this elevator, and Arnie jumps on and tackles him. And they fight, and I believe Russell was like, this is a very realistic fight because Arnie would literally destroy this guy.
That's true.
Like, that's true, but he's got to
Yeah.
be a convincing villain. I mean,
Yeah, I said there's no way I believe that Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't going to beat the shit out of Jeremy Irons right here.
did you
Michael
actually say
Ironside.
Jeremy Irons?
Wait, I don't know who it is anymore.
It's Michael Ironside.
The dude, the bad
Richter.
guy that was
Richter,
that
yeah.
was sleeping with
Sharon
Arnold's
Stone.
wife,
Fake wife.
Fake wife.
wife.
So anyway, this is a pretty great line when he like tosses him off and then like he gets his arms ripped off. I feel like you were gonna say it.
I was going to say it, but I don't want to see you at the body, Richter.
Oh my
I
god.
want to say that the whole time.
Yeah. So he goes up and runs into Cohagen. And Cohagen's like, don't turn it on. And Arnie doesn't have a gun. Cohagen has a gun, so he goes to turn it on. He shoots at him. And he's like, but he still wants him to become Hauser again because they were friends. So he's not trying to kill him yet. And they're talking about it, arguing back and forth, and then he's like, all right, I'm gonna have to kill you. And then he gets shot by Melina. She got up there. And then he had like a bomb that he was gonna blow up the thing so that it could never be used. And then he's like arms the bomb. And it's obviously, it's an action movie, so it's not just like pull the trigger and it goes off.
Yeah.
It's got a countdown. So Arnie like picks it up, like, and throws it, and it blows a hole in the hull of the area that they're in, or in the surface of the mountain, whatever. So then it's like trying to suck them out into the anti-atmosphere because pressure difference. And they're holding on and like and shit. And
There's a lot of that.
yeah, there's a lot of that in this movie. A lot. There's about to be a lot more here in a second. And he like, pulls up on this like electrical cable for a light up to the thing, and he puts his hand on it and turns it on. But when he does that, it was one of the things that was holding the cable, so it lets it go, and him and his girl fly out, and Cohagen had flown out before that. Because Arnie just like ripped his hand off the thing.
Yeah.
So he was gone. So that turns the machine on, and they both go flying out into the atmosphere, and then they're choking because like there isn't any air out there, and a lot of practical effects of them gradually like swelling up like a balloon to explode.
Yep.
A
A lot of eyeballs popping out.
eyeballs popping out and shit. And then it creates enough air that they can breathe, and blows all the domes out, and gives free air to everyone. And then they like kiss, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay, victory.
Good guy won.
Good
But
movie.
wait, did any of that actually happen? Or was all of it just an implant from Recall?
From Recall.
And they never really say.
It's a hell of a vacation memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is the whole, like the description, like the whole time they're describing it, it's like, oh man, he's going to save the planet and get the girl. And they were like talking about the like scenario. They don't really say, but they're like, oh, blue
Yeah.
skies on Mars. That's new. And like,
That's right.
perfect
yeah.
picture of Melina and everything. It's like,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
Did it
But then he
actually
had the
happen?
dream beforehand that had Melina in it. And it's just like, you're not sure if the movie actually happened or not.
Right.
Which I believe it was confirmed that it did happen by like
Yeah.
somebody involved in the production of the movie, but I don't remember.
Oh, really? I didn't actually know that. I always
don't
thought it
know.
was real, like it
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
happened. But
Prior to that information, I thought that you were basically supposed to be led to believe that maybe he was going to wake up at the end.
Yeah.
And then since he doesn't wake up at the end,
Then
I think
it's-
it's the indicator that it
it's
actually
real,
did
yeah.
happen. But I like, so, before it became the trope, well, as it was becoming the trope, actually, when
Right.
did this movie come out? 96?
90.
90?
90.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So before it like became the trope that it has become, and especially like sci-fi and like easy explanation of like, why was there all this technology? Oh, the dude was sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay, shut the fuck up, Seth MacFarlane. But So before it became the huge trope, then like I like that it's there, but it's not the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not the actual explanation of the movie. Because I'm a huge stickler on don't tell me a story for 2 hours and then tell me it was all in someone's head.
Yeah.
Like it's been done too many times. If you're gonna do it,
Well, I mean, you already know that it was all in someone's head because it's a fucking movie. So like, you don't need to double down on that.
Yeah, like it's obviously
Yeah.
fiction.
Right.
Don't double
Like if
down
it's
on it.
like if it's a genuine twist, then that's one thing.
Yeah,
But if it's just tacked on to be like, ha, then that's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
It's insulting, honestly. Like it's way more interesting to make it a question and never answer the question.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like that specifically. Like sometimes you need to answer the question, but like this particular question makes it very interesting to talk about. And like that's what you want with a
Yeah.
movie, especially back then. Like you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have the internet and shit to hype things up. You had to rely on trailers on TV and word of mouth.
Right.
yeah,
Because like, you know, the opening weekend wasn't always the biggest weekend for movies back then, you know?
yeah. It's usually
Um,
the second or third weekend.
So like you needed to be like, man, did you see fucking Total Recall? I went and watched that new Schwarzenegger movie and like, dude, I don't even know if like it actually happened or not. And people are like, what the fuck are you talking
What?
about? And like,
Yeah.
dude, it's a mind fuck. You got to go watch it. Like that's how you get people to go watch. That's how you used to have people go watch movies. And like it still is. It's just it's become a lost thing. Like
Yeah.
because everything is in the trailer now. Which is one of the things that I loved about the Marvel movies. We were talking about the Marvel movies earlier, is that they would do stuff and then they would change it.
Right.
And then it would be
Yeah.
like, where the fuck was that scene? Like it wasn't in the movie.
Wasn't in the movie at
It
all,
Like
yeah.
never was in the movie. They shot extra shit for all the trailers. Like once they started figuring out that people were like, I know exactly what happens in the whole movie because I like did a frame by frame analysis of this fucking trailer and I saw this guy in the background, so I would know he's in it.
He's in. Yeah.
So that must be how the fucking the end happens. And you're like, fuck you. Like nobody that
Yeah.
people do want to know that, but then they're upset once they do know that shit.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's like there's no reason to watch the movie anymore. So like this is a thing that has gone by the wayside and it really should never have.
Right. I
And
agree.
It's an amazing thing that they did in this movie. Which like I love this movie and there's like only like a couple things that I don't like about it. I think Arnold was fucking phenomenal in this movie.
Yes. Yes.
It was like one of his better acting jobs. He's not just like
For
on
sure.
rails. He's not, I mean, he is the quote machine that he normally is.
Yeah.
Because like that's always been one of my favorite things about Arnold movies is just the one-liners.
There's so many one-liners.
Yeah. But it's not all this movie is. Whereas like some, you know, like go back and watch Commando.
That's my number one quotable Arnold movie.
Right. Number one quotable Arnold movie, but it's not that great of a movie. It's a lot
No.
of fun.
Yeah.
And it's an Arnold movie, but he's literally just like, I'm a badass that says cool shit. You know, I mean, it's not that interesting. It's fun, but it's not interesting. It's like I said, it's not something that you're going to go to the water cooler later and talk about. You might like go and like say the lines. Like, I haven't watched that yet. I don't understand.
Right. Yeah.
It's a good Arnold impersonation though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, what movie was that from? It's from Commando. Well, I haven't seen it yet. Okay. And then, you know, they might pick it up on video later. But like this movie, you're like, dude,
Did this happen? Yeah.
dude, this is fucking crazy. And I think that like the story and the acting was really good for an action movie at the time.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think like the special effects were like all, you know, obviously at the time you couldn't do anything other than practical effects.
Right. And they're really well done.
They're really well done. Like there's like a little bit of uncanny valley going on, but I mean, it always happened. And like, I
Right.
feel like they reused like some of these casts of Arnold's head because they
Yeah.
I mean, which isn't a bad thing. Cause like somebody did it right the first time or the second time or whatever. And they like, hey, can we borrow that? You know,
Yeah.
we got to do like 4 fucking casts of Arnie for this movie. Like, Jesus, what are you guys doing? Well, he's going to pull like a fucking thing that's the size of a grapefruit out of his nose.
Yeah.
So we need like one for that. And then he's going to like blow up like a balloon. So we need one for that.
The
And
part
then
when he pulls the tracking out is pretty obvious that it's
yeah. Yeah.
The 90s.
But yeah, I mean, like it's not that bad, and it's actually really good for the time.
Yes,
It was good enough to make me cringe about pulling something out of my nose.
Yes.
That large.
Yeah. So like, there's like so much good about this movie. I think it's a great movie.
I do too.
I mean, do you guys have anything that you don't like about the movie?
Not enough 3 boob lady.
I know Nathan has said this on the show before, but baby, you make me wish I had 3 hands.
No, honestly, there's really nothing I don't like.
Yeah.
I say this is one of the first action movies I saw as a kid.
Yeah.
I remember having on VHS,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like I'd watch it with my parents, and I always have to close my eyes during
Yeah.
3 boob lady part. But yeah, I remember like growing up watching this movie, and
Yeah.
I watched it this week, and I'm like, I still love this movie.
Yeah.
It's still real good.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the movies we've gone back and watched that we haven't seen in a while, it's been like, it gets kind of cringy.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anything cringy about this movie, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Like it's paced extraordinarily well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like it keeps you engaged, even though like I remembered everything about it. Like I wasn't really surprised.
Yeah.
I've seen it enough, and I was still like engaged throughout the entire movie.
Mhm.
So which is tough because like if you've seen it 1,000 times, like at what point do you get tired of watching the movie?
Right.
And I don't.
You don't.
It's just
Right.
a good movie.
Yeah.
So I agreed with your statement earlier about Arnold being this being one of his best performances.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is
Yeah.
like
Better than twins.
Yeah. It
Oh,
well, you
shit.
try to act like Danny DeVito's your brother.
I would love that.
Yeah, that was the wrong thing to say.
Yeah, I don't know. Trying to defend Arnold, I guess. Anyway, so he delivers. Pretty much everyone in the movie delivers. I'm actually really enticed by Melina, the actress, because I don't know her.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's done
but,
a whole
like,
lot of stuff. I don't
Yeah,
think.
but like she does such a good job in the movie too, and she's not really like a big name. And then Richter's blonde friend, his like cohort sidekick, whatever.
Mhm.
That guy had way more lines than I was expecting him to have. So I thought that was interesting because I feel like that guy in that role, in that position, in this type of movie would usually only have a couple of lines.
right.
But he like pretty consistently had lines throughout the movie.
That's true. Yeah.
Rachel Tysoden, whatever. Sorry. She was in 3 episodes of Grey's Anatomy in 2018.
Oh wow.
Oh, weird.
She's got a lot of like one-off episodes in like NCIS Los Angeles, Blue Bloods, Homeland. She was in 21 episodes of Law and Order LA.
L.A.
Well, you haven't had Law and Order till you've had the Law and Order in
LA.
That's fitting for this episode.
Whoa, what? Well, we're gonna have to watch that again at some point. She was Mariana Marcia Guerrero in Man on Fire.
Oh, fuck. She is.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, she's like in the back. She's like in movies. We just like, she's the guard in fucking Con Air.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Oh,
I like,
shit.
What?
Yeah. Now I see it.
Yeah. Now I remember.
Mhm.
Damn.
Wow. Anyway.
Interesting. So also this movie, unlike our last movie, has a based on credit.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was interesting because I never realized that this was based on a Philip K. Dick story.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The short story is called We Can Remember It For You, Wholesale. So I find that interesting, and also disappoints me furthermore that Nathan's not on this episode because I know he likes this movie.
Yeah.
But Blade Runner is also based on a Philip K. Dick
Yeah.
story called Do Electric Sheep Dream of Androids?
Do androids dream of
Do
electric
androids
sheep?
dream of electric sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's close.
Whoops.
That's it. You're out.
Bye, guys.
But yeah, Nathan
Hates
Blade Runner to the point of bringing it up every episode that he hates
Really?
Blade Runner. It's like, this movie was better or worse than Blade Runner is a pretty common thing.
You're out. You guys are gonna hate me. I've not actually seen Blade Runner.
Oh shit! Time
Well,
to
we don't-
redo Blade
yeah, I was
Runner.
gonna say, we don't hate you. We're just gonna have to add it to the list, and then Nathan's gonna skip another episode because he's like, "Fuck you guys, I'm not
Nathan's
watching
gonna
that
hate me
again."
now.
Oh my god!
Right, just tell you not to watch it.
Yeah, I'll be
Like,
like, it's
don't-
fucking
don't
garbage. Don't
bother.
waste your time.
It's actually one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, I love that fucking movie.
I've always heard that. I've never not avoided it. I just really haven't
Yeah, I mean,
had a chance.
yeah, I mean, there's random movies that I haven't seen where it's like, you haven't seen that?
Yeah.
I
I've
mean,
been
they're
watching a
not-
shit ton of random movies. Like, why are you watching this? I don't know.
You ever seen
'Cause-
Chinatown?
Chinatown? Yes, I have actually.
That's my favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah, the
Wow.
movie is amazing.
I watched it for the first time last year.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
But this movie is also a good movie.
I agree.
I like the world building. I like the ideas about advanced technology that they had. Just like, there's so much in this movie that is good. It's like, I want to find something to bitch about because that's what I do.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the closest thing is some of the special effects. I mean, but it was it was from 1990, and all they had was practical effects. But there's a couple that kind of look funky. Specifically when he's taking off the lady mask.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a little rough.
Because the lady mask coming apart looks great, and when the guys are holding it, it looks good. But his head underneath the lady mask, for some reason,
Yeah.
looks like ass. Like, I don't know what happened there, but it's like all the other like fake heads that they used of Arnold looked okay.
Yeah.
At least okay, if not pretty good. So I'm not sure what happened with that one. Some of the mutation stuff was kind of samey. The way Quado looked, like his eyes were fucking weird. They looked like shitty marbles. But
He
I mean,
had that
that's-
weird baby doll look.
Yeah, I mean, which that's okay. Like kind of Cronenberg-y stuff going on. That's okay, but like just the way that his eyes looked didn't seem like it was supposed to be a mutation. It just seemed like it was like somebody painted the eyes poorly,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
That's true.
But I mean, that's pretty fucking nitpicky. Other than the fact that they do an extreme close up of the eyes at one point.
He
Your mind.
Yeah.
he also looked wetter than Sandra Bullock in Demolition Man,
Oh God.
and I thought that was weird.
Oh,
I mean, you're not wrong.
they took
I'm not
the
disagreeing with you.
they took the inspiration from the Thing very, very close to heart on that particular mutant. It's like, it's got to be like gross and like sticky and like, I mean, it could be that he's like under that guy's shirt and jacket all the time, so he's real sweaty.
Yeah, he's got a serious case of just.
Yeah, he's a real bad
Dude,
perspiration problem.
What does that guy's BO smell like?
It
Oh, my-
smells like a baby and a middle-aged man at the same time.
Oh,
Sounds
gross.
It sounds
Like-
real gross.
Like radioactive. I'm gonna throw up.
What the fuck?
My brain is allowing me to smell what I think it would smell like, and I don't like it.
Dude, I have the vision problem. Like, if somebody like talks about something super gross, I immediately visualize it.
Yeah.
Even as something
like,
that I
like if Kuawado was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger's penis.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
just saw that.
I just saw that
it.
too.
Like,
Actually,
thanks.
have you reading my fanfic? That's what that ruined it. Fine. Guess I won't
That's
plug
why-
that at the end. Ruined that. Thanks, guys.
Well, now we've also discovered why Sharon Stone was so worried.
Yeah.
Because it was Quado Dick.
Oh my god.
Quado Dick.
Some interesting sex. No wonder they cut away from that sex scene.
Yeah.
It got real weird. Oh man. So anyway.
She's like, oh, you meant it was an actual baby R.
2 of them.
Like a weird head with some fur on top.
Okay, you guys want to rate this one?
No, I want to talk about Quado Dick more.
Oh no. We're gonna rate it because fuck that. We're not gonna talk about Quado Dick anymore.
Come on, Shane.
But what if he got down there on Sharon Stone and she also had a weird
Oh
Quado
fuck. She
And it
looked
was
like
just like-
Tony's face.
vagina? Yeah. It's like two
It's
gross
Lady
babies
Quado.
like
Yeah.
putting their fingers in each other's
Nope.
mouths.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Nope.
Fucking gross.
Okay. I'm gonna give this movie a 9, even though now I'm deeply, horrifically disturbed by it.
I got some websites you could check out.
You guys fucking ruined this shit for me. I'm gonna give this a 9 because like there's the problems that I have with the movie are so small, and the upside is so high, but it's not like my favorite movie ever or anything. But I think it's a extremely good sci-fi action movie with like a good story, good acting,
Yep.
which is not really normally in the wheelhouse of that kind of movie. The effects are still pretty good, and like the technological advances that they have in the movie as being like the futuristic shit are believable, and they aged well for the most part. Like the movie aged really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not
I
like
agree with
cringy how like they're like, you know, oh well, this thing that we use now is like you know, this big blocky thing and like it's like not stupid, and it could be how it was going to go. You
Right.
know, like it's not too far out there or too close to the realm of the technology at the time. So I think they did really well with that stuff, which is usually a problem that I have with movies. Like when we watched like Hackers and Johnny Mnemonic, it was just like I gave it up for Johnny Mnemonic because I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. But like Hackers, I was like, this is fucking stupid. So like but that's a big thing. Like if you kind of have to like future proof your stuff, and especially with sci-fi, it's hard to do that because you're talking about future technology that you
Right.
have no idea if that's a thing or not. You can base it on things, but you know, if that's not how it goes, or if that makes you look dated, then it gets, you know, you get a weird disconnect.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like this movie did it pretty well. So it's not a problem, which sometimes it is. And it's just a fantastic movie. I'm giving
I completely agree.
Russell, what do you got?
I'm gonna give this an 8.5 because I gave Demolition Man an 8.5, and I think I like these movies equally amount, same stuff.
Those were words. Yes.
Yeah. Good
I ran
job.
out of oxygen.
It's because of Jeremy Irons. He did that too.
Yeah, I did. God dang it.
He is quit.
I also keep thinking about Sharon Stone's bush. But
That wasn't even in this movie.
yeah, but now I know that she's in the movie.
She like unlaced her top in the beginning, and then like you didn't even see anything.
Yeah.
It was pretty sad.
Yeah, that's
But they
weird.
got the titties in there with the 3 titty lady.
3 of them.
Yeah. I think they were all prosthetics.
Yeah, they were. They
looked
definitely
like it.
were.
Yeah, no, this movie's pretty great. I agree with you that well, I mean it's based on like Philip K. Dick, so like the futurismistics.
Futurismistics. All right.
Futurismistics.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, so like you have to have like some sort of idea of what futurists are looking at when you go to do a movie like this, because like Philip K. Dick being like he was considered a futurist, and you take the inspiration from the original piece and you apply it, and then you can make a thing. Whereas, like you do, we've watched these other movies like Hackers, and Johnny Mnemonic, where they like inserted pop culture into the movies and like sent pop culture into the future. And instead, you have like Total Recall and Demolition Man. Like these movies actually focused on the technology in place and like gave explanations for those technologies, like how they got there, why they're there. Like we know that the giant device on Mars is supposedly some sort of alien tech, and they keep talking about oxygen, and I'm not really sure why they never used the phrase terraforming, but that's basically what it does.
Yeah.
It terraforms Mars. So like I don't know if terraforming wasn't a thing in the 90s or like what the fuck, but so that's basically what it does. So you have like this explanation for the tech and what it does and why. Then you have like this class war and why they wouldn't want to use it, and like it's to assert control over the little people. And like, you know, I feel like this year we're gonna have a lot of interesting concepts that come up with the class war that we are actually fighting in our country. And so to see it play out and to see it explained more or less in simpler terms in these genre films, which that is one of the particular requirements for a movie to be considered a cyberpunk genre, is there has to be some sort of class war. There has to be some sort of disparaging the poor. So it really hits that, and it takes it all off planet, which I super appreciate. And I think it's a great movie, and I think it could end up being a possible future with or without the alien tech. I mean, I don't know,
yeah.
but this could be a look into the future in one way or another, and I think that's interesting. And like people really need to start paying attention to like specifically like these types of movies that are like showing what is happening, but they're doing it in a way that like it's more understandable. Like it's broken down into like a simpler term, not because people are stupid, but just because like everything going on in our country right now and everything that's been going on for years, it is kind of hard to understand, because you look around and you don't see people constantly living on the streets. You don't see people constantly like deprived of oxygen. But if you look at it in other terms and the other ways that people are disparaged against, like it's there.
Right.
And it's exaggerated for the movies because it makes for better drama, but it's still there and inherent in like the actual wars that we are fighting in our own social economy. So yeah, I give it 8.5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Nice.
Just like my man over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much what everyone else said. I love it. It's a good. That's it. That's all I got. No, it's a classic. It's a good action movie. It's got all that subtle layers of stuff, layers of everything. It's got 3 boobs in it.
Yeah.
Can't
got
go wrong
a
with third boob.
Yeah. It's got a cool mutant hand guy from Benny. He's got that cool mutant hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've always liked this movie. It's been, like I said, it's been a couple of years since I've seen it, but it's still, I was like messing with my laptop when I started it. I'm like, nope, this goes away.
Yeah.
It's just like, boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely holds your attention.
Yeah.
Like some stuff, even if you like it, you're just sitting there, you're watching it, and you're like on your phone or whatever. And like, I don't know, I didn't fucking do anything else when I was watching this movie.
Right, yeah. So yeah, that's why 9. It's a great movie. I don't know if I like it more than Demolition Man. I'm gonna probably say yes. But like they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely consider it a staple. Like this is a staple of like sci-fi action.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a list of movies that you should watch, and this and Demolition Man are both on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Blade Runner. Dave.
I mean, I need
Chinatown.
to watch it. And Terminator 2.
And Terminator 2. You're not
Never
wrong.
seen Terminator 2?
No, I have. I love.
Oh,
Terminator
you're
2.
saying
it's on the list.
It's on this. Like, it's one of the best sci-fi movies.
Yeah. It's on the list.
I was like, oh shit.
No, I wouldn't come here if I've not seen Terminator 2. Come on.
I have homework to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of DQP Does, where we went over Total Recall. Next week, we are doing...
Running Man.
Oh, yeah, Running Man.
Ooh.
Which also is based on something, and we'll talk about that next week.
Awesome.
Oh shit.
You're not you. You're me.
No shit. It wasn't very good.
That's okay. It's all good. Mine was
I
terrible,
was on the
too.
spot. I was on the spot.
This has been a production of the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network.